So you're going to need a mixing bowl. You can find this at Sally's. It's going to be what you use to mix your bleaching powder. You're also going to need latex gloves to protect your hands just so you don't burn yourself from the bleach. You're also going to need this mixing brush spatula. It can also be used to color hair. Then you're also going to need aluminum foil and then 40 volume developer. And you can also use the 30 volume. 40 just bleaches faster. You're also going to need the BW2 lightning powder. And like I said, everything can be found at Sally's. And then of course you're going to need your frontal or your closure, either or. It works for both a frontal and a closure. So this is what my frontal looks like before I apply any of the bleach, just so you guys can see the knots on the back and the front. And then just as an added bonus, I have this baking tray. It's an old baking tray lined with aluminum foil, and I'm going to go ahead and put my closure frontal down, and it's already going to be ready once I finish mixing the powder. So I'm going to go ahead and take my BW2 powder, and as you guys can see, it comes with a scoop, and I'm going to go ahead and do 2 scoops. I started off small because I don't want to waste it, and I do want it to last a while. I think this tub was like $6, roughly $6 and some change, so I want it to last a while. So as you guys can see, I did 2 generous scoops. And then I'm going to take this 40 volume developer, and I'm going to pour this very slowly. As you guys can see, I just poured a little bit, and then I'm going to mix it together. And then once it's all combined in, and then I'm going to only add more. I don't want to add too much because, again, I don't want it to be too watery, and I don't want to waste this. So that just keeps me from having to add more powder to get the consistency that I want. So as you guys can see, I'm just mixing it in, trying to make sure there really aren't any clumps, making sure it's a nice, smooth, thick mixture. And as you guys can see, it's getting pretty thick there, just scraping the edges to get out any excess. I want to make sure that I use as much as I can. And then once I'm done, this is the consistency that I have. It looks like whipped cream, but it's a very, very thick, think of like cake icing. That's the consistency that it's about. So as you guys can see here, I'm taking that brush that I showed you guys previously, and I'm just going to lightly dab it on the frontal. I'm not pressing it in at all. I'm lightly just grazing it across the frontal. I'm making sure not to push it through because the objective here is to make sure it just sits on top of the lace and it bleaches those knots. You don't want it to come through, or else it's going to bleach the hair on your frontal, and that's just counterproductive. So I'm going to do that until I've covered the whole frontal. And as you guys can see, I ended up using everything that I had there, and I didn't have to mix anymore. So once we're done, we're going to horizontally fold the aluminum foil, and then we're going to fold up the corners, and we're going to let this sit for 20 to 25 minutes. Once I was done, I saw that maybe I would have left it for a little bit longer. I ended up leaving it total for 30 minutes, but I probably would have left it for 40 minutes because there were still some spots that I didn't think bleached all the way. So to wash this, I used my Shea Moisture Raw Shea Butter Restorative Conditioner and Shampoo. And as you guys can see, this is what it looks like. It looks a lot more natural. You can see through it more. It looks more scalp-like. And every frontal is different, so definitely I would say at least 20 minutes, and then just keep checking it periodically every maybe 5 to 10 minute increments. Probably more so 5. But as you guys can see, this is the finished look. I really hope that you guys found this helpful. If you guys want to see more videos like this, then definitely comment that down below, and I'll catch you guys later.
Late night, you're my boo thing, yeah. You're Mercedes with the blue thing, yeah. All praise to the most high leader. Dipped off in the hills with the Buddha, yeah.